Most hunting dogs were shaped gradually over centuries on flat, manageable land. The Catahoula was not. It was forged in a place no dog brought from Europe could survive longer than a season. Flooded swamps, dense forests with no clear path, wild hogs weighing over 200 pounds running through the dark and turning back to attack anything that followed them. People tried bringing dogs from Spain, from France, from England. Every one of them failed. So the people here stopped importing and started building. What they produced is described by working dog experts as one of the most tenacious hunting dogs ever bred. A dog carrying the blood of wolves, of warriors, and entirely belonging to the land of Louisiana. This is its full history. When Spanish colonizers arrived in what is now Louisiana in 1539, they did not come empty-handed. Hernando de Soto brought an expedition of more than 600 men and roughly 200 war dogs. These were large animals, mastiffs and greyhounds trained to fight, not to herd livestock, not to track scent, to attack and not let go. The Choctaw, a native people who had lived in this region for thousands of years, had dogs of their own, smaller, more compact animals, sometimes called red dogs, a breed fully adapted to the swamps and suffocating summer humidity of the American Southeast. They were silent, fast, and red terrain in ways no European dog could replicate. When the two sides came into contact, crossbreeding happened, deliberately or otherwise. No one recorded exactly how, but the result was impossible to ignore. That crossbreeding was the decisive move. The Choctaw dogs were not purebred animals in any European sense. They were creatures selected over thousands of years by the swamps themselves, heat-tolerant, with webbed feet built for wading through mud, and a hunting instinct so quiet that prey did not register the threat until it was already too late. The Spanish warblood contributed the frame and the jaw strength. The combination produced something that had never existed before. These dogs did not chase prey. They contained it. Louisiana in the 18th and 19th centuries was one of the most punishing environments in North America for any working dog. Wild hog populations spread across the swamp forests, semi-feral, aggressive, and numerous enough to be a genuine crisis. Farmers and settlers needed to control them to work the land, but no European breed had been built for this job. English pointers were defeated by the heat and humidity. French hounds lacked the hardness to stand their ground when a hog turned and charged. German herding dogs had no frame of reference for terrain with no visible horizon. They were not failing through fault of temperament or training. They had simply been built for a different world. The Catahoula does not hunt the way European dogs do. It does not run circles to pressure prey. It does not control with eye contact the way a border collie does. The Catahoula uses a technique called bay and hold. It surrounds the prey, usually working in a group, and barks continuously at a specific, relentless frequency. Not to raise an alarm, but to build a wall of sound that stops the hog in its tracks and fixes its attention on the dog rather than on escape. The dog holds that position, not attacking, not retreating, until the hunter arrives. If the prey climbs a tree, the Catahoula looks up and keeps barking, never losing the trail, never walking away. The technique demands nerve, patience, and the ability to read an animal's behavior in real time. It is not taught. It comes from instinct selected across hundreds of years of work. By the late 1800s, the breed had stabilized enough in type and temperament that those who worked with them began recognizing it as a distinct entity. The name Catahoula came from a parish in Louisiana, Catahoula Parish, where the dogs appeared in the greatest concentration. In the Choctaw language, the word means sacred lake. In 1979, The governor of Louisiana officially designated the Catahoula Leopard Dog as the state dog of Louisiana, the only breed in the United States to hold that distinction. The American Kennel Club did not formally list it until 1995 in the herding group, decades after it had already been working across the Mississippi Delta. What sets the Catahoula apart is not only how it works. Look at its eyes. Some carry pale blue irises, cold as glass, what people call glass eyes. Some have two different colored eyes. Some have two colors within the same iris. The coat follows no predictable pattern either. Blue merle, red merle, brindle, solid. A range that appears in no other American hunting breed. Each dog looks like a slightly different experiment. That is not aesthetic design. It is the visible record of multiple gene pools finally reaching a stable equilibrium under extreme conditions. Each animal carrying the evidence of every origin on its own body. The most famous Catahoula in history has no recorded name. But there is a documented truth. Throughout the 1800s in the Atchafalaya swamp basin, Catahoulas were used to guide multi-day hunts through terrain where even experienced men could become permanently lost. These dogs had no maps. They were the map. Their ability to navigate swampland saved more than a few lives, something that never made it into any official record, but was passed down by word of mouth from generation to generation across the Louisiana Delta, and continues to be told there today. Today, the Catahoula sits among the recognized breeds of the AKC, most common across the southern states where working ranches still operate, but increasingly found with active owners in cities who genuinely match the breed's energy demands. They are not a beginner's dog and do not function well with passive ownership. They bond deeply with one person or one family. They place guarding above socializing, a quality shaped when they protected remote farms surrounded by swamp, and that quality does not disappear when they move into an apartment. An understimulated Catahoula does not become calm. It becomes creative in ways you will not enjoy. Stripped to the core, this is what they are. A dog built entirely for one place and one problem: the Louisiana swamp, semi-feral wild hogs, and terrain that broke every breed brought in from somewhere else. Every quality the Catahoula possesses, the glass eyes that never stop watching, the bay and hold technique, the webbed feet built for mud, the absolute loyalty to its handler, and the refusal to walk away from a job, was shaped specifically for that context. No other context fully prepares you for what it means to own one. If your dog has ever tried to corner the cat, the children, or every guest who walks through the front door, and looked back at you with pale, unreadable eyes as if nothing unusual was happening, there may be more swamp in that bloodline than you realized. Drop a comment below. We want to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.